Welcome to Construction Supply Group. We are pleased that you have made the decision to join our growing team as a professional truck driver. As a premier distributor in the construction supply industry, our drivers play an essential role in our success. Not only do you deliver our products to our customers in a timely, professional, and courteous manner, but you represent CSG on the road and at the job sites. Your commitment to safety, professionalism, and customer service are some of the ways that CSG is set apart from our competitors. Those in the trucking industry understand that professional truck drivers are decision makers. Decisions are frequent and fast. Some are split-second decisions with the possibility of serious loss or injury hanging in the balance. Studies indicate that professional truck drivers make at least 160 decisions every mile. When you apply that rate to a 500-mile trip, it adds up to 80,000 decisions. In a week, that is over 500,000 decisions made by a full-time driver. The trucking industry is a heavily regulated business. There are thousands of regulations, rules, policies, and procedures designed to help guide the driver in making these decisions. But in the end, it is up to you to make these decisions.
Yeah. So let's get into personal health and safety and driver wellness. The objectives, things that you and I should have a better understanding of or revisit. And a lot of this hopefully are things that we're already exercising, and a few things could be some knowledge that we weren't familiar with. Your FMCSR book, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations, that is your Bible if you're in management of transportation of any type of commercial vehicle, and as a driver it's also your Bible for you to have reference. Especially you should know a few of these or have those in the truck with you, because if you ever get pulled over and DOT is trying to write you a violation and you know that the violation is not correct based upon what the federal laws are, I challenge you, if there's something that you need to do to try to get out and walk more, count your calories, drink less sugary drinks, whatever it is, just the little things add up to big things, and you can really change the way you feel throughout the day. Drinking water, that's one thing I tell new drivers, which you guys aren't, but even the older drivers have the habits of pulling in to the gas station or the truck stops and getting the big gulps and drinking that while they're going down the road instead of getting some water in. Poor mental health, it affects everything that we do. Okay, so no matter, before you get behind the wheel in the transportation vehicle, you have to separate what's going on in your life. If you got something that's going on that morning and you need to deal with it, before you pull away, deal with it. If it's still in your mind, clear it to get to your next stop. You got to get back on the phone and deal with it again. Or if you got that much going on in your life to where you just can't concentrate, then probably you don't need to be driving that day. Stress can be positive or negative, and that has to do with if you're a problem solver. So think about that day where you've had about everything in your mind that's went wrong. Okay, so you got a choice with that. I had a blowout yesterday. Today I had a strap that broke. Now I got an engine light that's on. Does that really ruin your day, or are they successes? And we know that one of the big things now is sleep apnea. If you go in and you're getting a medical physical for your physical card, they ask you, do you have sleep apnea? If you do have that, you have to be honest with them. This is a little recap right there, different ways to reduce fatigue. Obviously, exercise, relax, eat properly. Okay. Alcohol, drugs, as we know, it does affect your brain's ability to work. If you take any type of over-the-counter medication like that, or prescribed medication for the cold and flu season, you can't drive that day. There's a little bit of review here. I don't want to be complacent. I don't think we have any issues in the room, but obviously we know that if we're driving the next day, you're better off not to drink the day before. You're just better off don't even do it. But if you do, just make sure you get plenty of time in between when you had that cold one and before you have to get up the next morning. Here's your part of the federal law, part 382. That last one down there, that 0.04 or greater breath alcohol test, removal from safety since the function is return to full duty process is completed. So basically what it's saying is we're at a lower level than most people. All right? That's not much alcohol. Well, here's a domino effect. Let's say a company found alcohol in your system. Well, they got to report that, and they see you go try to get your next job, and it's reported, in your safety score, and your driving crew is pretty much, no one's going to insure you, they'll hire you. Okay? This is where we get into, not just prescription drugs or recreational drugs, but over-the-counter drugs too. Make sure that we're being careful in what we put on our systems. But the opiates is one, and along obviously with the heroin epidemic, those are the number one most addictive drugs that are going on out in our country. I can vouch for that. I get more Narcan than I pull a fire hose off my fire truck now. Drugs and driving, obviously they don't go hand in hand. Basically don't do it. Okay? Once again, we're still in that federal book up there talking about Part 382 of what is allowed and not allowed. Any drug-related offense while operating any vehicle may lead to disqualification or loss license for 1 year. If you're a truck driver, that's what you do for a living. Could you imagine trying to go back to square one at age 40 or 50? Good review here. Bruce and Louise, we all know on this morning we had a lot of dew on our vehicles, right? So we know that those steps got some rough parts on them, so we get some tread on the boots so we don't slip. But we also know if we don't have 3 points of contact, if that step's wet, if that step has a little snow on it, or even on dry days, if we had a little bit of maybe some diesel on the bottom of our boots from where we went and fueled up, those surfaces become very slippery. Correct. So what's the policy here at this company on safety equipment? What's the written policy?
Hard hats in the truck, yeah, we have those.
All right, how often do we wear them?
Safety shoes every day, the gloves every day. Hard hats that when I go on a job that requires it. Burn protection, no. Eye protection, yes, I wear that every day.
All right, so let's talk about here.
That's what I'm saying here. I wear all the above except for the hard hat. That's on the job site.
Okay. Back injuries are the number one job loss for productivity and for money and for medical bills in the country for any occupation. Doesn't matter what it is. You can be a farmer, you can be a fireman, policeman, truck driver, even in the office where Brendan has to go. He got 2 boxes of paper that got delivered for the printer. He's picking that up, or he just got a whole new thing of drills that came, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what uniform you have on. Back injuries are the number one cause of loss of injury. If you were to talk to any scale of a business owner who has employees, they will tell you that the number one loss that they have in some environments is theft from their employees.
And an aside to this is one of the reasons why Brendan will hear from me a lot and probably pass it on to you guys about idling.
Yeah.
So we don't want our trucks to sit and run for more than 10 minutes. So if you're at a job site and they say, hey, it's going to take me 30 minutes to unload, you turn off that truck. Because A, you're burning fuel. That costs money. It's not good for the environment. B, it's not good for the engine because all that carbon builds up in there. And in the old days, people used to have to start their diesel engines, especially when it's cold, and let them run to warm up. But these new engines are so totally different that actually when you run a diesel engine now, it cools it rather than heats it up. So it's not healthy for it.
Hopefully you never have to worry about this. It does happen. You guys don't have any cash routes, do you? Everything, you guys don't collect money, do you?
Once in a while.
Okay, and if you do, just make sure that there's a policy procedure for you, for that there's a drop box or something in the truck, that if you got a check for $5,000, they should company should offer you a way of securing that, other than you have to carry it on yourself all day. Yeah, but always you guys got to be on your game. You haul a lot of material that if someone sees that something they can make a quick buck on Craigslist, or they got some shady construction guys that they know use certain product. You might go in for lunch or breakfast, come out and you got some straps that are dangling or missing, and you're missing some stuff. So just be cautious, which I'm sure you are.
And the reviewing your load, even if you don't load the truck, you need to go through and make sure you've got the right products, because people make mistakes. You got to make sure if it's hazardous, Luis, without the endorsement, you can't, if you see something that's hazardous on your truck, we've got to offload it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys check in with dispatch here with Brendan quite a few times a day. That's good. For one, not just to see, hey, where you need me to go next or where you're at. You just need to check on Brendan to make sure that he knows that you guys are okay. If he hasn't heard from you for a few hours, it should be a red flag that, hey, you know what? I'm hoping that they're okay, and he should be reaching out to you. Just let me know you're okay.
These guys are very nice.
Yeah, and that's good.
All the way to
This is what I always say. Somebody jump up outside your truck, assume they're armed. As soon as they get off the truck, if you can safely pull away without causing harm or injury to anybody, do that. And even if the person is flapped their gums to it, you call your company and you also make a police report, because if you don't make a police report on that and they do, it's going to look like that you're trying to hide something. Okay? And if they're trying to take it, let them have it.
CSG has a responsibility to protect all employees. Enforcement of all safety rules, policies, and procedures is an obligation taken seriously. One accident or one injury is one too many. Think about the consequences of an injury. Think about the consequences of an accident. We do not want to injure or kill ourselves or the driving public who share the roads with our fleet. We all have families and lives that we want to go home to every evening. It just isn't worth taking chances, shortcuts, or violating safety rules. Use your good judgment and safety training to complete the job safely. At CSG, safety is job one.